Hello everyone, this is Anu from the Australian Academy. In the series of prediction of essays for the months of January to April 2020, the topic for today is, with a great variety of social networking websites, people often add complete strangers to their friend list. That means they try to add whatever friend request they get on Facebook and other friend networking sites, they add on to their friend list. Do you think this tendency, the tendency to add anyone and anyone on their friends list helps people to find new friends? Does it blossom into real friendship, or is it just a means to increase their self-esteem, that is their self-respect, that yes, I am so popular because my friend list boasts of so many number of friends? Justify your opinion with relevant examples. You have to share your opinion on this particular aspect. There are two things that are mentioned in the question, and then you have to give your opinion, and in the end you have to justify it, whether your inclination, whatever your inclination is, with relevant and suitable examples. Okay, as already discussed, we have there are four parts in an essay: the introduction, the body paragraph 1, the body paragraph 2, and followed by the conclusion. In introduction, we give a prelude to the topic, that means an opening line as to what this particular essay is asking about. Followed by, you will paraphrase the statement of the question. That is, paraphrasing means you will not exactly copy word by word whatever is asked in the question. You are going to change certain words with their synonyms or maybe their forms, because that is actually going to enhance the sentence structure of your essay. The advent of internet and advancement in communication technology has given an impetus. Impetus means a boost. It has increased in what? The social networking sites. These things like Facebook and other Instagram and other networking sites, they have gained an impetus because of the advent of technology. More often than not, masses means a variety number of people, connect with strangers. Strangers here refers to people who are not actually known to you on friendly terms. This pertains to the friend list and the friend request part, even when there is no actual instance of familiarity. Here I have just paraphrased whatever the question is trying to say. I am saying the same thing, but not with exact words, but with a certain different set of words, but the meaning is retained. The society is polarized. Polarized means it is like divided into two parts. Some people feel, now comes the two parts that are asked in the question, like this adding new stranger or strangers to your friend list, does it help in gaining new acquaintances? Does it increase your friend circle? Or is it just a channel or a medium to fuel your self-respect, your self-esteem? Okay, thereafter you will say the upcoming paragraphs would illuminate, like we write, it will shed light. Instead of writing the simple words, we are using a high vocab words, like it will illuminate both the aspects. You will weigh both the options before proclaiming your personal inclination, because the question asks, justify your opinion with relevant examples. Fine, this is your introduction part. Now we will first discuss the first part, that is, does this tendency of adding people to your friend list, anyone who comes and who sends you a friend request, does it build up your friend circle? So, social networking sites or friend networking sites, of that Facebook is the most popular one. They actually bring people with diverse backgrounds and from varied geographical locations on a common platform. Everybody these days is on Facebook and other Facebook and other social networking sites. They all post their profile, and it is actually a medium for everyone to talk about themselves. It gives a chance to interact or participate in discussions with like-minded people. There are certain groups, you can find the groups of interesting groups on Facebook, and you can join them and be a part. Obviously, you are not aware about who all the members are, you are not actually personally known to them, but gradually once you start interacting or discussing with them, you build up your own friendly circle. There is a healthy exchange of culture, and it actually gradually blossoms into serious relationships. For example, you must have heard about matrimonial sites. Complete strangers, they post their profile. Gradually, when you see just an overview, you get to know, okay, my interests are quite common with this particular person. Then you start chatting, and sometimes, and most of the times, it develops into serious relationships. When you are writing your body paragraphs, whenever you are writing any new point, it's always better to incorporate some good phrases. Like, you have written one point, and then when you are graduating to the second point, you can start with probing further, or moreover, or in addition to, or if you started by writing first and foremost, then you can start the second point by using secondly, thirdly, last but not the least. So try to incorporate these kind of phrases before you start any new sentence. Probing further, the paucity or the means the lack of physically going out to make friends is very, you can say, quite not normal. The people earlier, since they did not have these media in their hand, the social media, the phones, the smartphones was not a part of the regular lives. They used to move out, and then they used to strike a friendship whenever they met some new people. But these days, the trend of going out and interacting with people is slowly on a downswing. So that is why these networking sites, they act as a budding ground. They act as a savior for those who are out on a search for companion. Now we have discussed that one part of the question which says that the tendency to add complete strangers adds to your friend list. But the other aspect we will be discussing in the body paragraph 2. So we will give them second paragraph a new opening line, like shifting towards the second mindset. Thus, on the flip side of coin, or like in addition to it, studies have proved that people with low self-esteem, they spend more time on Facebook. It's usually the people who are unable to express their emotions, or who are not feeling too high about themselves. They are actually looking for companions on these networking sites, because the reason being that they can simulate means they can project, they can fake, they can just take the garb of a different self-image from reality. Maybe they are not so confident enough, they are not good looking, whatever may be the reason, they can just hide their true self, and they can take on a new image on Facebook without the fear of, without any hesitation, without the fear of being pointed out or body shamed or any of the reasons. So it is basically a medium to hide your original self, and then but still attract other friends. Socially anxious individuals or introverts who have actually a difficulty. Introverts, they do not share their personal things or emotions with others. They socially anxious individuals means people who love to be socially active, or they want to interact with so many people, but they have some hesitation, maybe because of the language, or maybe because of their looks, or maybe because of the lack of knowledge, whatever may be the reason. But since they want to be a part of, actively being, they want to be a part of the society, they are actually more motivated to spend time on these networks and accept the friend request from unknown people to compensate for their unsatisfactory one-to-one interactions. Because having a good conversation, face-to-face conversation, is not everyone's cup of tea. Some people are quite hesitant, they don't know how to build up a conversation. So on these networking sites, without the fear of being pointed out or laughed at, they can do this thing. We have discussed both the aspects of the essay. Now the thing is that we have to justify our opinion, what I actually feel, along with some suitable examples. So here comes the third paragraph. Having discussed all the arguments and counter arguments, I would like to infer, I would like to draw a conclusion that inviting completely unacquainted people, this means, this is a synonym for the strangers. Acquaintance means you are known to that person. People, it aids in developing new friendship. This is what I feel. I am writing in favor of this particular tendency. To justify my inclination, that is, in order to say yes, why I am choosing this particular option, I would like to quote the instance of, here you can quote any example from your life, or from your experience, or from your neighborhood, or you can sometimes build up a hypothetical example also in case you are short of live examples. For example, I would like to quote the instance of my neighbor who is a homemaker, but gradually after accepting and building up her friend list, she gradually increased her business and she was successful enough in gaining financial strength. Gradually she accepted the friend request. They all she started promoting her business. The small scale business actually developed into a medium and a later on the large scale business. Similarly, business startups also, they earn financial strength from by promoting and accepting the friend request of strangers, because they can easily interact with a large section of people. They can be in connection with like-minded people. So it serves as a great platform for this. Now we have to draw up a conclusion. So we can say, so all in all, I personally feel that making friends on social media, that is the social networking sites, helps in gaining an insight about the varied culture, because as we discussed earlier, there is a healthy exchange of culture because people are coming from such varied and diverse backgrounds. So it is actually promoting a cultural exchange. It promotes financial growth as substantiated by the example that I spoke about, and it creates a sustainable society. So obviously I am actually towards I am actually in favor of finding new friends on Facebook, and I do not agree with the part that it is just a means or just a means to fuel the low self-esteem of people. Thank you.